What's up? I'm making this video because I've been lately getting a lot of calls, people concerned or whatever, and I appreciate it. I don't have no problem with that. A lot of times people do that just because they love a person or they're concerned about them or whatever the thing is, but I really, really want everybody to know there's no reason to be concerned about me. Because there's a lot of stuff coming up in this world that they should be worried about besides me. I've always been stable. I've always did what I wanted to do to a certain extent. When the time comes for me or for somebody else to be able to control my shit, like totally, we have to work. We're all slaves. I don't give a fuck if you got your own business or whatever. You still have to answer to somebody. I'm not putting nobody down. I've never worried about, too much of nothing. I've been a hustler, a worker, a grinder all my fucking life. I have damn near 14, 15 brothers and sisters. Most of them I'm, sure that they'll tell you or they know that I've been there. I've been a good brother, bad brother, but I've been there, and I've never asked. I don't ask people for shit. And it's not because I don't respect a person or whatever. It's just because I don't need it. If I can't get it myself, I don't fucking need it. Don't get me wrong. People have helped me out, and that's appreciated, and I showed appreciation or whatever. But I don't do it. I've come to a crossroads in my life to where I have to make a decision where do I want to keep being a whatever, I don't want to put no label on it, but everybody that know me, everybody, 40, 50 years, they'll tell you. Well, not 50 because I was 5, but there's people that have been knowing me my whole fucking life, and they'll tell you I've always had my own opinion. I always spoke my motherfucking mind. Sometimes that's what make people not like me, but don't really give a fuck, but the decisions I make, whether they're good or bad, they're my fucking decisions, and I don't ask nobody else to accept me. If you do, you do. I don't want to, be the type of person to say I'm better than you or whatever, but a lot of you motherfuckers that's calling me and telling and asking about me, y'all should really get y'all life together first, because there's not too much you can do for me. It's not too much you can do for me. I'm already at a state of mind, and that, I'm comfortable with. I control me. I quit my job a few months ago, and this journey that I'm on right now is not for me. Believe me, it's not for me because, I never gave a fuck about material shit, and people tell you, what I'm saying? I've had money before. Money never made me happy. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that I do with people and for people that makes me happy. Things that I do by myself, more so by myself, but I'm very selfish, and I don't have a problem with that because I'm not the type of person that's selfish but asks everybody for shit. I know motherfuckers that been on welfare their whole fucking life and act like they, doing something for the world, kids and everything, and that's the cycle. I've never been on it. I broke the cycle in my family. My whole family is welfare family. No disrespect, no love. I've been here though. But I tried to be an example as far as working and working hard. I don't just work, I work hard. I don't just work, I work hard. And I'm a type of person that, I don't know, I get along with everybody, man. You know, and working for me is like therapy. When I when I was in California, I really didn't work. I was a hustler, you know, and I gave that up. I gave up everything. I gave up everything. And I came out here with a suitcase and I started from that, with that. And my sister was good enough to let me come and stay with her and get on my feet. And that's exactly what I did. And I never fucking looked back. I mean, you know, I've stayed with my sisters before, but these were all decisions that were made to help each other. It's not like I didn't have the money or the means to have my own place. But like I say, when I did have my own place, when I first moved out here and got my own shit, you know, it was cheap. And once it started getting expensive, you know, it was only, you know, and I didn't take up too much space because I worked all the time. So, you know, I was still paying partial rent and that was good for me. I wish I could have did that all the time, but I don't get along with people that much. I stayed in my room. I stayed to my own space, my own whatever. I don't fuck with people like that. The only time I'm good, great, you know, and happy and enthusiastic is when I'm at work. You know, I've met so fucking many people, you know, Asians, Africans, Filipinos, and the Africans, like so many, you know, but just it's embarrassing to be a black person in this world nowadays. And that, I mean, well, for me, I'm not going to speak for everybody else, you know, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm just saying for me, because when I look up and I see the different lifestyles of different cultures and different things, and I can't help but look at mine and say, damn, we fucked up. We are fucked up. Everybody have bad people in their whatever heritage, culture, however you want to look at it, you know. But to me, I feel embarrassed. So in my journey, my lifestyle, I tried to be open-minded and appreciative of the different cultures or the different lifestyles of people that are not or were not raised the way we were raised, and we are proud of the way we were raised, and we just stay in the so-called hood. We don't have a neighborhood anymore. That's been gone for, and I must admit that I was part of that destructive team. That's why I say that I'm embarrassed, because I'm not giving the blame to nobody. I'm taking my blame. I don't, you know, I wasn't that bad at it, but I was bad. I was definitely contributed to the downfall at my time, in my time. That's the 80s, 90s, part of the 2000s. You know, I came out of school working. See, I stayed with my father for a little while, you know, and, you know, I picked up some good traits, but at a certain time I started contaminating the family, you know, and I didn't know that until after I left and started, you know, thinking of, you know, my life, you know, and my direction of what I did, and, you know, the blame that I've taken for myself. And I can admit that I, you know, I did contaminate, you know, most of my brothers and sisters in some type of way, you know. But on my mother's side, you know, I was kind of like, I'm the oldest of all of them, though. All on my mother's side, I'm the first child. So that came with some type of responsibility, and I've always tried. I've always tried to be respectful to myself first and foremost, everybody that know me, you know, it is no different. I don't change up. I've never changed up. You know, I mean, I grew up, but I never changed up, and I don't um, know what other people see in me or how they see me. But in my opinion, you know, I've always been somebody that get out, go get it, got it, good, go some more. You know, I've been in positions to have really elevated my life. But I think, to be truthful, I sabotage myself a lot of times because I liked the lifestyle that I was living. And, you know, a lot of people, even when I moved out here, you know, I really never ever filled out an application. My personality always got me a job and kept me a job, even when I was fired or even I quit. I was always able to go back to the boss, you know, not the coworkers. You know, these were my peers. You know, what got me at a level that I was at, and that's not saying a pay level or whatever, but just the level of intelligence or the level of even ignorance. You know, because you have to be ignorant to be intelligent first. Ignorance comes first. Just believe that. Because a lot of things we don't pay attention to, you know, and that's how we learn, you know, when we collect intellect, you know, and a lot of things we ignore because it doesn't deal with us at the time, and we ignore it, and then when it comes again, then we do what we have to do to inspire people. I don't know, you know, how people gonna take this. I really don't care, but I do want, you know, everybody to know that's gonna see this, that I love me first, you know. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when you are love, then you spread love. And I've always tried to. You know, I've been back in my days, you know, I wasn't a loving person as much as I am now because I didn't have the guidance or even the motivation to follow what love was and what love. I don't believe that love is this great thing or whatever. Love to me is a basic ass emotion that we are. We don't give love. We don't fall in love. We don't fall out of love. We are love. I think people put too many expectations on love, and that's what creates a lot of the hatred and envy and jealousy and all these other emotions that come with the satisfaction of love, of knowing. Because when you love, you know yourself first. You have to know yourself first before you can ever love or be loved, because it's shown now, because a lot of people don't really love themselves. So it's hard for you to love somebody else if you can't love yourself. And even if you do love yourself, it's on how much that person loves themselves as well, because you might love yourself but not as much as that person loves their self. So there's going to be some conflict. But if we just stop worrying about the word and concentrate on the actions, then we wouldn't have to deal with stuff like hate and envy and jealousy. Because if we become what we think we need, and that's what I'm saying, we need love, but if we are love, then we don't need it. Now, I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel that I'm love. You know, I know a lot of people love me, you know, I know I love everybody, but like I say, I love myself first and foremost. I hope most people would do the same, but some people destroy themselves because they love other people more than they love themselves. And that never works out right. Never. People take advantage of you. People do things for you, to you, you know, and never do things for you. And we know, you know, everybody knows this shit. I don't have to explain this shit. That's why this world is the way it is now. And this is not a black thing or a white thing. You know, this is a thing, a real thing that, you know, look at this culture now. Look at this world. This world is being cultivated by a cult, and it's creating cultures that's dividing the whole world. I mean, we all know, everybody knows the saying, divide and conquer. So just look at all the divisions that we have in this world. Look at all the divisions we have within ourselves, and then maybe you'll understand a little bit of what I'm saying. But don't try to love nobody. Try and be love. Not loved. Love. Be love. And then you'll understand. And it'll be hard for those other emotions to manifest. Love is, if it's not directed to yourself, then it's easier for hate to come out. It's easy because and this is the reason why I say that I can't deal with this world now, because there's no love, there's no intelligence. We all just believe what we believe. You don't have to prove shit to nobody these days. Nobody looks. Everybody just asks questions, and the first motherfucker that give them an answer, that's their truth. Nobody tries to look, pay attention. Nobody tests each other anymore. No, let me see what this motherfucker do in case of this. We're always constantly getting tested, but nobody will test their partner, that mates, whatever, whoever. It's strange. And I've been, like I say, these last few months, man, I've just been sitting up thinking, meditating. I've been fasting and, drinking a lot. That's why I'm fasting now. But just, getting fucked up. Some of the people that I know respect me and whatever, they were bringing me. And I'm not saying that I'm not appreciative of it, but they were bringing me poison at a time that, it didn't matter what I was doing, but they don't understand me. People just don't understand me. And that's okay. They never did. I remember when I was a little kid, and I used to go over my family house in South Central. They used to take my mouth up. They seriously used to. And I was young. In my mind, I was just learning how to talk real good, or just act. And it wasn't like that I was just being, obnoxious or nothing like that. I just asked a lot of questions, and I formulated a lot of opinions. I used to get in trouble at church because I used to ask the simplest motherfucking questions. Why? Why did God create evil if he... I mean, and this is a question that I had at 7 and 8 years old. And they looked at me like, oh, go sit your little fat ass down. And these are preachers. These are supposed to be people of God. These are people of God, the deacons, and the people looked at me like it was a few times that they threatened my mother. You can't come if you're going to bring the little boy with you. This is some serious shit, man. So this is how I grew up all my life, Motherfuckers, I don't have friends because I talk too much. I have my own ideas, When I tell motherfucker I believe in aliens, every single motherfucker laughs. But when I tell them I don't believe in God, they look at me like I'm a whole totally different person. I never could understand that, but it's cool. It's cool. It just lets me know how different I am from everybody, and the funny thing is, like, one of my nephews called me maybe a couple of months ago, and because this is what happened. The pandemic happened. That's what happened. Seriously, I was on, to me, I was on top of the world. I had some of the best co-workers. I love my family. I used to go out every time they had their little barbecues and parties, whatever. I used to go there. Like I say, I was that type. I was that uncle, that the average uncle, get drunk and want to show his ass off, talk about people, and You know, that's how I was. But on the other hand, I was that uncle that helped people out too. If you need a job, if you need this, you need some education, you need some help or whatever. I ain't never been that uncle to give a motherfucker no money if they don't earn it. You know, and my family tell you, my motto is if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't getting nothing. Plain and simple. You know, I'll give and I'll give as long as you're doing and doing. And that's been my motto all my life. It didn't work because none of these motherfuckers do nothing. You know, the guys is laying up on the bitches, having the kids laying up on the bitches. You know what I'm saying? The bitches is letting the guys lay up on the letting the niggas lay up on them, or just, like, like welfare is an alternative for a lot of people, and that's their first and only alternative because some people, that's what, I mean, I got off the subject, but that's what it was with me with the pandemic. Free money. Oh my goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy. And a lot of y'all know because I was posting some motherfucking weed pictures, and that's where all my money, most of my money went. Rent, bills, I took care of myself always. I've always taken care of myself. But yeah, that was it was, and like I say, and I'm not a dumb, stupid ass motherfucking following ass nigga, right? So what happened was is towards the middle, right during like towards the election and all this other shit, I start seeing shit, and I say, oh man, these motherfuckers, they talking about this vaccine. And then I start, everybody know me, I'm gonna look up some shit, I'll get on YouTube, I'll call some people, and we talk about it or whatever. And I started seeing, none of us knows anything. It's just, we can only formulate a hypothesis to see if our truth is gonna be. And to me, my truth came true. Most of the time, my truth comes true because I don't formulate a thought pattern without some type of truth. It's a reason. I don't just think of shit out the blue. And I knew when the Democrats got back in, and it's so fucking easy to manipulate a black person or a poor person. I ain't gonna just say a black person, but it's so easy to manipulate a poor person. And I was one of them people because they manipulated the fuck out of me. I was getting damn near $1,000 a week, motherfuckers. This can be proven. I was getting damn near $1,000 a motherfucking week that first whatever weeks. And then it went down to like 7 and whatever, a week. I was making way more money sitting on my ass getting high. And that shit, that spoiled me. I'm not gonna lie, that shit spoiled me. And I don't regret it at all because shit, these last few months, man, I spent all my money, drunk all my shit. I stopped smoking weed. I know people ain't gonna believe it, but I had people come rolling up, bringing me shit for free. Here you go, homie. I hope everything's all right with you. And hey, I appreciate it. I gave most of it away because that's what type of person I am. I'm not gonna sit up on it like that unless I have plans for this. I don't sell drugs and shit no more like that. But I gave most of it away. But I knew that it was gonna be something with the government when when it came with the vaccine. And it came so fast, I was like, man, I can go another year with this. I think I had the corona one time. I never caught it. I mean, it didn't hurt me. It didn't faze me not one bit. The only thing that made me mad is because I couldn't taste my weed. That was the worst thing the corona was for me. I wasn't hell of a sick or nothing like that. I had a cough, runny nose. But I've always prepared myself for just a common cold anyway. So people didn't understand. If you prepare yourself for the common cold, because that's all it is. Just they took it to the lab and put some motherfucking, what you call that shit? Steroids on that shit, And this is all planned. And people, oh, you a conspiracy, well, you know, whatever. You know, if you don't know, then it is a conspiracy. So nobody knows. But it is a common thought that this disease was created. So then you come with the vaccine that everybody got to take. Everybody. Not sick, not whatever. Take the shit. Here, take it. And I said, oh man, this was last fucking year, and I got proof. And I told motherfuckers, you know, hey, people I work with, I said, you watch and see, man, they finna make people start taking this shit, man. You know, no matter what. And then they got the laws where you can't even sue a motherfucker if the shit kills you or you die from it or you get infected by it. They don't really give a fuck about that. And then the funniest thing about it is the 3 companies that made it all got lawsuits for fucking people up. Now they can't get no lawsuits no more. Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer, all of them been fucking people up since they've been. That's what they do. They just all about the money. So in my opinion, I say, okay. You know, one thing always came to my mind when I look at myself, and I've always put myself in that position. Don't mean that I was gung ho about it, but the one thing that I've always felt was liberty or death. You know, I'm not going to let nobody, you know, take me out spiritually. When I seen that this is finna be the norm, and I said, okay, you know, I'm gonna ride this motherfucker out. You know, I'm gonna ride this shit out. You know, fuck this. You know. I was back at work again, happy. Co-workers, everybody was coming back, and just love, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just love. This is what love is when everybody realizes that's what they are. You forget about hatred, you forget about jealousy, you forget about envy, you forget about all of these other emotions that can counteract love. And it felt good, you know, to have that again. And it was just, to me, it was just a pacifier, because I knew soon that they were going to start dropping people, you know, because of the vaccine. So some things happened, and, you know, at work, you know, and I didn't give a fuck. I had a few dollars put up, you know, and a couple of credit cards, you know. I didn't give a fuck about no credit cards. You know, they fucked up giving them to me anyway. You know, they don't know me like that. You know, I'm going to do what I do, and I do what I do. Easy. But the thing was, the job. It just, I mean, you know, it's a job. You're slaves. So, you know, we in history, slaves really can't complain. You know, you're supposed to just do the job. Shut the fuck up. Take this, whatever, you know. And I understood this. I understand this. You know, I can't fight it. You know, people put themselves in their own mind space thinking this make it better if I think that I own my own business. But yeah, nah. You're still in the class, the 99%. 99%. That's telling you that 99% of us are slaves. You know, you can take it how you want to. But if you only have 1% of the world that's wealthy and controls every motherfucking thing that you do, from the water that you drink, the air that you breathe, the food that you eat, the bitches that you fuck, every fucking thing they control, you cannot tell me you're not a slave. I don't give a fuck how many millions Puff Daddies you know and whatever. But you look at them motherfuckers, they can't create nothing that'll help, that'll put 2%. They can't do that. Because if you're part of that 1%, I think one of the rules is you can't make too many other people, you know, and they don't want to. I don't blame them. You know, niggas is, now when I say niggas, this ain't no racial thing. I mean niggas just dumb motherfuckers, you know, and smart, you know, whatever. Niggas a word that I use on a regular basis, just like bitch. that's the way I was raised. That's the way I feel, and it's a good description of a lot of people that I've ran with, ran from, ran to, niggas and bitches. That's my only. I don't know too many men or women, and I don't use that term lightly, because nobody knows really the definition of a man or a woman. Some people call themselves a man and a woman, but they're sometimes cowards. I don't like that word coward, but just to set a mind, set, because a lot of people call me a coward, or call me scary or whatever, and I've never denied it. I've never, and this is what got me. I'm 55 years old. I ain't never been to the penitentiary. I never had a felony in my life. I've watched and I've learned. I paid attention to most of the shit that I was around, and I did it all drunk, fucked up. I made my mistakes when I was young, and these was the mistakes that were put there for me. Mistakes are put there for you when you're young, because it's best to make them when you're young. You don't want to be an old motherfucker making the same mistakes that you made when you was 15, and I see it on a regular basis. I know people right now, 30, 40 years old, men, call themselves men, but they're niggas. But the niggas stay with a bitch. So I guess that's cool. That's, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just pointing it out. But you have this type of, I guess you can call it a culture, because that's the way they were cultivated. Most of the people that's like that, their mothers was like that, their grandparents were like that, and most of us were. My